Very latest White House task force report recommends Tennessee schools consider pausing all extracurricular activities, including sports. COVID-19 cases continue to spike across the state. Many schools are moving back to remote learning. Fox 17 News' Kathleen Jacob at her home in East Nashville, where she has been pressing the state to find out if this is guidance the state intends to follow.
Based on this poll that I posted earlier today, most parents and students don't think that this should happen. 67% saying that they think that this is a bad idea. But this decision isn't up to them. It's up to TSSAA and the governor's office. So we're pressing them for answers. It's a Friday night tradition for so many Tennesseans. And while it's looked a little different this year, that little bit of normal has kept many going. But with the recommendation from the White House task force, that could change. Their latest report recommends schools consider pausing extracurricular activities, including sports. I'm just calling because we tried to get a hold of both the governor's office and TSSAA to see if this is guidance that they'll follow. Neither has answered us. So we reached out to the different districts around Middle Tennessee to find out if this is something that they've seen and are considering.
We see what comes out from the Department of Education and Governor Lee's office. If there's things that we need to comply with that comes from the governor's office, we will comply. The same goes with extracurriculars or athletic competition when it comes to those sorts of things.
Bart Barker with Wilson County Schools explains they take their guidance from the state level, and it's been hard decision after hard decision.
There's no words to describe how much work that our principals and assistant principals have done inside their schools as we continue to navigate through this ongoing pandemic, that no one has that clock or calendar to say, okay, when we get to this point or when we reach this time, things are going to look like this.
He says having guidance in advance is key to being able to navigate this pandemic as safely as possible. Speaking of, there's a special called meeting happening right now for Wilson County Schools. We have a link to that on our website. As for the governor's office and TSSAA, as soon as we hear back from them, we'll update this story.
New tonight, a national Muslim advocacy group is calling on a Tennessee state lawmaker to change his recent appointment to the state's textbook commission, saying the person he chose displays anti-Muslim views. Fox 17 News' Kathleen Surree talking to both sides today. Kathleen.
Stacey, both sides tell me that they want balanced, unbiased teaching of the Islam religion in their schools. But it seems like that's where their similarities start to come to an end. Lori Cardoza-Moore is the founder of a group called Proclaiming Justice to the Nations, based out of Franklin. According to their online mission statement, the group advocates for a global community in support of Jews and Israel. House Speaker Cameron Sexton recently appointed Cardoza-Moore to the state's textbook commission, which oversees the official list of textbooks recommended for Tennessee students. And now, the Council on American Islamic Relations is calling for Sexton to rescind his decision, claiming Cardoza-Moore holds anti-Muslim views that could negatively impact book selection.
This person has no place and should have no role in choosing textbooks for the state of Tennessee.
That's Ibrahim Hooper, the National Communications Director for CARE. He's concerned with Cardoza-Moore's prior opposition to a Murfreesboro mosque and her organization's designation as an anti-Muslim hate group, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center.
This has been a conspiracy theory nationwide. It's not just Tennessee, that somehow if students are taught the basics about the faith of more than 1 billion Muslims, that somehow they're going to be automatically converted into being Muslims. It's all utter nonsense.
But Cardoza-Moore says their claims are baseless.
And I have no problem with Islam being in the textbooks. It's when you are promoting anti-Semitic views, when you're pushing religion, when you violate the U.S. and state constitutions by favoring a religion over all others, then yes, I'm going to interject and I'm going to speak up.
She says her organization advocates against extremist groups, no matter their affiliation.
And I don't care if the group is Muslim or Christian or Jewish or white supremacist. If you are an anti-Semite, PJTN is going to come after you and expose you.
I also reached out to House Speaker Cameron Sexton, as he's the person who appointed Cardoza-Moore to the textbook commission, but we didn't get a response back from him.
Tonight, a plan that allows Tennessee business owners to use deadly force in order to protect property is drawing criticism.
The NAACP sounding the alarm tonight about what could happen if this bill becomes law in Tennessee. Fox 17 News' Harriet Wallace now to show us what organization leaders are worried about.
Representative Jay Reedy, a business owner himself out of Aaron, Tennessee, says images like this one of businesses being vandalized during the summer protests has him heartbroken. He says that's what motivated him to write this bill. But the NAACP pushing back, saying that this is just backlash for the summer rallies and would give anyone the right to kill a protester. Representative Jay Reedy says he can't go back in time and stop owners from losing money after their businesses were damaged in the summer riots, but says he can hopefully stop it if it happens again.
I just supposed to stand by and let somebody destroy my property or steal my property, and I cannot brandish a weapon telling them to stop.
That's where this bill comes in. It would allow business and property owners to kill someone if they even think someone is about to steal from them or damage their property. And if they run away from the property, you can still kill them and go recover your property. Well, the NAACP calling for lawmakers to reject this bill, saying it would legalize murder and promote vigilante killings and racial profiling. I asked Representative Reedy why he would sponsor such a bill.
I hope that we don't go down that road of shooting at people in the back and trying to justify some ugly acts from people that want to do harm for people or use it as an excuse.
You may have persons who are stepping into the role of law enforcement. Does the theft of a car rise to the level of ending someone's life?
Representative Harold Love Jr. says this bill must undergo a lot of work before he and others will support it. Representative Reedy saying he still stands by this bill, but is now reworking it considering the concerns that some have brought up, including the NAACP. Now, the bill still needs a Senate sponsor and won't be up for discussion or a vote until January when lawmakers go back in session. We will no doubt follow the life of this bill.